Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy.
Я пропустил часть диалога с вами, Cronoss, и
Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Что, все? Мы прошли еще раз эту игру, господи. Это шикарно просто. Вы видели? На самом деле я просто ненадолго вышел. Я оставил ждать, ну, нашего персонажа. И я прошел ее. Это прикольно, конечно. Ну давайте выйдем в этот раз. Теперь будем.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much.
Сколько текста написано для этой игры, интересно. Потому что в прошлый раз он говорил другой комментарий. Потом, может, он скажет еще какой-то. О, какая красивая картина.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues.
Вот, а я даже не знал. Простите. Стэнли слишком долго пребывал в своем офисе. Даже компьютер для него стал больше, чем просто вещь. Hello.
When Stanley
Вот
came to a
теперь...
set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Идем в дверь.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
Ой,
and Stanley
прости
knew it
меня.
perfectly well.
У меня
Perhaps he
вечно
wanted to stop
путаются
by the
слева
employee
вправо.
lounge first,
Есть такая
just to
болезнь,
admire
не знаю,
it.
как называется. I'm a happy, happy, happy. Ух ты, там дверь. Да что ж такое, где все подевались?
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Да, здесь хорошо. Автомат не работает.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Какая чудесная картина.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Ну, мы узнали еще одну загадку.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Да что вы? Да что вы такое говорите?
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left
Надо было
to
назад
get
пойти.
back to business.
Попробовать. Интересно, сколько тут надо в нете? Первую дверь слева, говоришь, да? Нет. Ой. О.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Боб, я уже прошел эту игру. Я знаю, что это за прекрасная вещь.
Give me a chance.
Я тебе никакого шанса не дам, Боб. Ты уже испытал свой шанс, вывел меня в какую-то деревню непонятную. Danger everywhere. Опасность. Какая доска. Оп. Здесь.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Хорошо.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Моя голова. Какую дверь он сказал?
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue. Blue door, да? Так он сказал.
Walked through the red door.
Короче, игра тут вылетела. На этом моменте я прочитал, что это проблема связана с субтитрами, какой-то баг непонятно, не знаю, решился он или нет. Да-да-да, пошли в синюю дверь.
Right, fine, go ahead.
И давайте включим субтитры. Решается оно просто, отключается субтитры и продолжайте играть. В общем, он сказал, что с сарказмом, типа, ты действительно хочешь знать, что там в конце пути, да-да-да-да-да-да-да-да, я тебя не буду останавливать, пожалуйста, смотри.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did.
И опять меня отвлекли. Я прошу прощения. Продолжим.
What you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
Вот это
Work
было
with
бы
me.
неплохо.
You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Я не хочу.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Я не знаю качества этих выборов, поэтому эта дискуссия долгая. И насколько их много, поставлю-ка я 4.
Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you.
Ты
If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Прикольно. Я пойду в среднюю, потому что я так
Now,
хочу.
would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
Мотивирует меня?
Again,
Не, я не
honest
такой
answers,
человек.
please.
Для меня это
Hey, I nearly
ничего не
forgot. I've got a
значит.
prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Мне будет только
Let
в
me
радость.
boot it up.
Давай. Давай. Боб. О, нет.
The baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. Нет!
Ты куда ползешь? Стой. А знаешь, что сгорай. Возможно, 4 часа надо было.
Bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Что же это за игра будет? Battlefield 4? Battlefield 5? Нет.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go
плохой дом, на самом деле, из грязи. Мог бы из дерева, что ли? Херня какая-то.
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete.
Что это за грязевая
I
ванна?
made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
А можно я здесь постою? Тут цветочек. Ля-ля-ля-ля-ля-ля-ля-ля. Ля-ля-ля, я копаюсь в говне. Я не хочу. Ну ладно.
Isn't it grand?
Whoa.
Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it.
Точно.
We must
вот,
rebuild
ты знаешь,
it
куда
out of diamond.
Правильно ведешь мысли.
Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
О, пошли. Давай, идем. Ты мне факел дашь? Факел. Мне нужен факел, понимаешь? Тут темно.
Oh my. It looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Ну, у тебя должно быть, ты тут хозяин. О, уголь. Так, давайте добудем. Не получается, нет кирки. Ох ты.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Где я почувствую себя замкнутым. Есть такой симулятор. Симулятор человека в туалете. Или в лифте. Вот там я себя почувствую замкнутым. Беспомощным. О, это же портал.
Yes, I don't even know what this game is, but I love it.
Ой,
you trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out.
Блин, капец. Первая концовка была такая короткая. Это такое прям. Ого. Не дашь выйти? Или хотя бы портальную пушку. Так же ж неинтересно.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Ох, что тут делать? Моя голова сейчас лопнет. Наверное, идти по этой синей дорожке. Нет. Возможно. Нет. Возможно так. И разгоняемся. Нет, не то. Я даже не знаю, что делать.
Genius.
Genius. Oh yeah.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So, why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't need your advice. I don't need your ratings.
Эй, ты сам попросил.
And I certainly don't need the validation of a man whose job is to push
теперь мы приходим на личности, да?
I think I'll just go about my business, making meaningful cultural contributions to the world. And perhaps every now and then I'll think back to a man named Stanley who was objectively wrong in every decision he ever made. The thought won't last long. Goodbye, Stanley. Good luck with your work. And I sincerely hope that everyone lives happily ever after.
Fuck you. Чё, все? Воу. Черт, это тоже хоррор какой-то. Мне даже страшно немного стало. Мое черное око дрожит. Блин, это реально страшно. О, это всего лишь дверь. Ого. Я надеюсь, хоть что-то вам видно. Тяжело без Боба. Это типа... Ага. Вот мы пришли. Че это все? Ну, хоть дайте кнопку какую-то нажать. Все.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Ну, походу это начало, все. Ну что ж, это была вторая непонятная концовка. Не понял.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Так, давайте На этом все. Странно, изменилась комната полностью. И продолжим уже в следующей серии.